to X. And I'm the only one in the show. Did you see the other A10 video I sent you?
I have not.
Okay. Well, you have 4 daughters. How old are they again?
So I'm not just, talking to the air.
Got it.
So I am really big. Like, I don't do anything work related on Sunday. My phone goes in a drawer. My watch goes in a drawer. I have so many emails and text messages I need to catch up on, but that's because that is family time.
Got it.
We actually went up sitting on the trampoline last night as the sun went down and the stars started coming out. We saw Venus and Jupiter.
Cool.
Around the moon, and the girls were just like those little memories.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
One of the things you should start saving up for, my kids told me that they really enjoyed it, is I had a boat.
See a boat?
A boat, yeah. And so taking them out on the boat was good. All right, Dr. A, I've sent you a co-host invite. Welcome. I still have a boat. I got to go and get it lake ready.
Oh, nice.
All right, Dr. A, how do you hear me? I don't hear her yet.
Yeah, she's up.
Okay.
There
It's
she
just
is.
now telling me I got signal. Am I in?
Yep, we've got you. And you're out of the Google Doc right now, just letting you know. And I thought we did the Hawaii flooding. Is that already?
Oh, I don't know.
We'll just say it's more flooding.
We
in
don't need
Hawaii.
to cover.
I'll be
Well,
honest with you. I'd be surprised
The
if
worst
we get
is
there.
gone. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, everybody, welcome. Grab a mic if you want to come up. And Dr. A, I don't know that I have, again, it might have gotten buried in all of the different messages that went on as the campaign. But do you still have access to the chat where you can post spaces on X?
I don't know that I ever had access to it. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I know Southern does. So anyway, but yeah, I don't see it. It'd be nice if we could get our good friend Voices to come in from Israel.
If you remember what the name of it was, you could do a search for it when you're going.
I think I might have gotten kicked out of it. Who knows? It happens, or I might have accidentally deleted it. So anyway, we shall see. All right, so Dr. A, you said you've got 7 people. Now, I saw that you got the endorsement of one conservative group already. Is President Trump weighing in on that? Because he usually does on congressional races.
Interestingly enough, I don't know. I don't have a direct pipeline. I don't even know where to go with that. So what I received was the county party endorsement, which means that in a month, when we're at the state, actually 3 weeks, when we're at the state convention, I'm likely to also garner the state GOP nomination.
Okay.
So we shall see.
All right, and Shell Southern's out. If you want to come up and at least speak, I sent you a co-host invite, but I'd like that. All right, definitely we'll bring you up as a speaker. All right. Why is it not letting me get there? All right. And Mr. Gilly Ray, I don't know who you is. All right. I see the decline there, Shell, and I see the accept. Okay, Shell, I've got you connecting as a speaker. Welcome. How are you?
I am well. Larry, I hope you are as well. Look, I would co-host for you, honey, but I am in the middle of packing and doing much stuff. I'm leaving for feedback in the morning.
Awesome.
But I have a question.
Yes.
Trump is talking about speaking with leadership in Iran and working out a peace deal and things slowing down very rapidly. My question is, if the leadership has been taken out, who exactly is President Trump negotiating with?
Boy, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, we've taken out 3 Ayatollahs by my count. Now, the third one they're claiming might still be alive. I know we've taken out 2, but it's got to be somebody over there. I just don't know who he's talking to. What's funny, though, is Iranian TV is denying that it's even occurring. They're still saying that they're going to – basically, they're asking for everything. I don't know. Did you see their list of demands? I think I've got it a little bit later.
I saw a few things.
Yeah, no Middle Eastern country should do business with the United States. They need to cut off all oil and a whole bunch of other things. But it was just unbelievably ridiculous. So we shall see. But now I see you're a guest tonight on with Iron Patriot, correct?
Yes, sir, I am.
Well, that'll be interesting. Hopefully I think I single-handedly killed their audience. I have that skill. So
No.
no, their opening show was like 1,400, and then the next week, I think I had like 200 people. It might not even have been that much, but I'm joking. I just think the story on J6 is a little bit old. I still wish it would be told because we've done nothing to really fix it, but that's just life. So anyway, how is good Colonel Manus?
Larry, I want to encourage you to do something.
Yeah.
Maybe you should join the Colonel's show today as a speaker. We've got a fantastic guest today, and they're talking about the drones that have entered America, the foreign ones, and have been surveying our military bases. You could be a great asset in that conversation, I believe.
What time is that show?
It's at 2 p.m. Eastern, correct? Right, Shell?
3 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, 3.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we'll have that pre-show starting at 2:30 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, yeah, I can probably pop on for a little bit. Again, like I actually have to work for a living in the afternoons, but yeah, I'd like to hear about that. When I was a cadet, we talked about nothing flies in the U.S. airspace without U.S. insignia on its wings. So it's a little bit annoying to think that is actually happening and that they knew about it. And Trump is letting that go on still. I mean, I knew the terrorist Biden regime did, but
It's all over the news.
really,
Yes.
I haven't even looked at. I stopped looking about an hour ago. Huh.
Larry, I have something super funny to share.
Go ahead.
We all know how they're trying to make a big deal out of the Save America Act and how hard it would be for, married women to be able to find their birth certificates and have everything they need to prove. Well, Matt Van Swal posted a few minutes ago, like I've said, if there's anyone who is going to be disenfranchised by the SAVE Act, it's married men. If you ask any married man today where his birth certificate is, he'll say exactly this statement. I have no idea. Ask my wife.
Yes.
I only know that because I've learned that from being single for so long, how important it is for that. And so literally I keep all legal documents in one place and I'm ridiculously disciplined about it. So I totally get that though. So, all right. So multiple waves of unidentified, unauthorized drones have been detected flying over Barksdale, nuclear, Fort McNair, D.C., intelligence. That is not good. All right. What in the ever-loving heck? All right, so we are 10:54. We're about 1 minute from starting, but if you want to, Mike Gilly, I don't know you. I don't see your posts, your 2 followers. That's not enough bandwidth for us to trust you, so sorry about that. Other than that, Dr. A, you got the audience there. You manage all that. But it is 10:54, so we're about a minute early. Rules are real simple. Be courteous. We have a lot to talk about. I joked with Dr. A before the show started. This is an educational reckoning because I'm covering the Lawfare curve, and she's talking about adversarial identity behavior. So it could be kind of interesting. But back to the rules. Don't cuss. My mom hates it. She listens to the show. If you go too long, we'll actually ding you, and I had to use the bell for the first time last week in a very, very long time. So, again, keep it short and to the point, even though I'm going long, but it is my show. So that's what we're doing. All right, it is 10:55 Central Standard Time. And so my question is, what is your favorite sport and why? Now, for me, it's football because it is a metaphor for war. I love everything about it. I love the discipline, the planning, the offense, the feedback loops. Everything about it, I think, speaks to mental and physical toughness. It is just a great, great sport. And I had the very good fortune of growing up when the Dallas Cowboys were America's team. You know, Roger Staubach, Tom Landry were great. Then we suffered just a little bit, and then we had the greatness of the triplets, you know, Michael Irvin, Troy Aikman, and Emmitt Smith, and Jimmy Johnson. And then we entered the desert. And like the wandering Israelites, I'm wondering if I will see another Super Bowl before my time on earth is faded. So football is my favorite sport. What about you, Dr. A?
So I used to love football, and it used to be something that we engaged in as a family activity. And my brother even grew up betting against teams with my grandpa. But when they decided to allow their players to go woke on the field during playtime and while they were, you know, being a part of their paid repertoire in their sport, I stopped participating. So I don't know. If you have a sport that you know of that doesn't have any television coverage, that'll probably be my favorite.
You know, I mean, it doesn't get a lot of coverage, but I love hockey too. It's a great sport. All right, Shell, what about you?
I'm going to have to say baseball. I mean, it's just dang near an art form to me. And there's really nothing like a stadium experience with, you know, a stadium dog and a beer, right? Yep. When they get that big hit, it's just the most exhilarating thing. Or if they pick a base runner off, you know, it's just absolutely beautiful to me. So I'm going to have to say baseball.
No, I totally get that. What about you, Nick? What's your favorite sport?
Hockey.
Why?
Because it's very brutal.
I get it.
There's always lots of movement. It's very brutal, and you know, look at the Olympics, right? The Winter Olympics, when that guy literally has his face smashed. There's blood everywhere, and he's so proud of his team winning that gold medal.
Totally
There's
with
nothing
you.
else.
Yeah, no, I have enjoyed the nonstop memes and the bashing of Canada since we are 2-0. And they haven't won a Stanley Cup since the early 90s. All right. What about you, Iron Patriot? What is your favorite sport and why?
It used to be the NFL and the Miami Dolphins, and I still want to say that I like them. I just wish some of the politics would stay out of sports. It does not belong there. But my favorite sport is football. I grew up in Florida as a kid. Some of my favorite memories are going to Miami Dolphins games. So, plus they won the Super Bowl the year before I was born.
Ah, got it. So that would be 1973, correct? When they won the Super Bowl, am I right on that? Okay, I thought so. And that is the only undefeated team.
Spot on.
And I know that because
unbelievable
the Dallas Cowboys beat them in the Super Bowl the year prior. So anyway. All right, let's go ahead and start the show. I know it's a minute early, but this is The Reckoning. It is high noon, 23 March 2026, show number 318, and 1 hour of unfiltered political truth starts now. Now, as a freshman at the Air Force Academy, they hand you a book of things, and you got to memorize it. And one of the quotes in there is, "War is an ugly thing, but not the ugliest of things. The decayed and degraded state of moral and patriotic feeling which thinks that nothing is worth war is much worse. The person who has nothing for which he is willing to fight, nothing which is more important than his own personal safety, is a miserable creature and has no chance of being free unless made and kept so by the exertions of better men than themselves." Now, that is a John Stuart Mill quote, and they would often end it by yelling at the freshmen saying, "Are you one of the better men?" Now, I think that a lot of Americans don't really understand this quote, but what about our leadership? I believe that war in the modern age has evolved into little more than another policy decision. These men have never faced gunfire. They've never been separated from their families for long periods of time, so they've forgotten what the real cost of war actually is. To them, it is merely another tool to raise their popularity ratings, to hide something they don't want being made public. All right, we've all seen the movie, what is it? The dog? Wag the Dog. So, again, we've all seen that, and we know that right now I think our politicians are using war as a policy tool. So today we're going to discuss Iran and many other issues, and I'll cover what I think should be guidance for any American involvement in a war. It's already been covered. It was there right after Vietnam, but I'm going to go through it again because I don't understand why we as a nation have to relearn things all the time. I go to church every Saturday morning with a group of men, and there's a saying that they have in there that men only need to be told once, but they need to be reminded often. Now, I take exception to that because usually I only need to be told once and rarely reminded. Definitely not often reminded, but I worry in this day and age where so few have actually served, where so few are being called to go to war, whether we ought not to limit our leadership to those who have served. It seems to me a simple equation. If you're going to lead men and women to war, you have to have been willing to pay the ultimate price personally. Yin and yang, perfect and equal. Now, many of you may recognize this. It's the central premise of one of my favorite books, Starship Troopers by Robert Heinlein. I'm simply going to conclude with this. I've been thinking about this, and I don't like where the country's going right now. I'm very worried about our next election and what the Democrats will do when they regain power. And it seems we're doing very little to stop them from that eventuality. No Save Act. An unpopular war that's raising gas prices, which trickles through our economy, raising everything else. Food shortages that should be popping up in the third world, coming up soon due to fertilizer shortages. So what can you do about it? Stock up right now on food and ammunition. All right, ammunition not for anything violent, but because you might actually need to hunt some animals. All right, because it's going to become more scarce. Why? Because when communists are in power, everything becomes more scarce. Think about just the shortages we had during the Biden regime. So build good relationships with your neighbors. And when the Texas gold currency comes online, which it's supposed to do after September, definitely get into that. So that if the dollar devalues at a rapid rate, at least you have something in the bank. Now, I've talked about this, and I want to view this as another fork. Our nation often faces them. We faced one in the Civil War, in the Great Depression, World War II, in our victory over communism, or should I say our victory over external communism. Right now, we face a war with a red-green alliance. Are we going to become a nation of Islamists united with socialists opposing Americans, or will we stand up again and reassert ourselves as a Christian nation? Which way are we going to go? Vote and act small. In my city, Frisco, we have a mayoral race where I have one candidate that celebrated Ramadan. I have another candidate that is backed by a man that has no core principles at all. All right, I have a third candidate that is just a Democrat hiding as a Republican. And then I have a man who walked the grounds of his church when it was being built, picking up trash because he didn't want the house of the Lord to be built on rubbish. I need know very little else about this man, but I do know more things about him. I know he will stand strong against Islam in the city of Frisco, Texas. All right, there is a clear choice, and it is Rod Vilhauer for mayor. When I say act small, what else am I doing? All right, I'm involved right now in the policy priorities meeting for Denton County, which is going to have a Senate district priorities meeting on Saturday. All right, where we will get with the other counties and we will put together our 8 legislative priorities for the next session. My money is where my mouth is. I'm getting active, and you've got to do it too. Your country is at stake right now. You may not have been called to put on a uniform, but we are asking you to get involved and start making the sausage. It's an ugly process at times, but it's got to be made. Dr. A, you're running for Congress. You're in the grind right now. All right, I know you're got a topic a little bit later on, but give us just a quick update on your campaign.
So I'm running a campaign that I have no idea what the heck I'm doing. Every morning I wake up and say, what am I supposed to do today? I don't know. There's no book. There was no book written on it. So every day I'm trying to figure it out as I go. But last week was hell week, literally, call it plebe week or whatever you want to call it. I had 4 speeches, and 2 of them were to the same night, 1 hour apart, to 2 different committees. And that's where, I was blessed to receive the endorsement of one of the primary committees that then I can go forth to the state and ask for their endorsement as well. And while some would be like, oh, that was a blessing. I mean, it was a miracle. I'll just put it there. It was a miracle. But the pressure just increased because now I have a bunch of people that are, involved in the committees who are coming with advice. And, I'm to the point where I need to learn how to discern what advice I need to adhere and glean from, and which I just need to smile and say thank you and move on. Right?
No, there is
That's
a
where I'm
lot
at.
of that. I mean, I literally, I had someone on my social media on Facebook say, hey, we like Vilhauer, what he says, but he wasn't at a meeting, like it was a city council meeting. And I'm like, there are a lot of demands on candidates. So, you just never know. All right, let's go ahead and start with the first topic. The deep state continues its assault on free speech. Normally, I try and start with a bigger topic, but I want to kind of move through these and get to both Iran and some other things that I think will bear a lot more. All right, a federal jury on March the 20th found tech billionaire Elon Musk liable for misleading Twitter shareholders by driving down the social media stock price months before acquiring it. All right, now it follows a civil class action lawsuit filed by investors in 2022. This is after Musk agreed to buy Twitter at $54.20 per share. But then he tried to back out of the deal, and many of you remember it because you're probably following it as I was, leading the company to take legal action to enforce it. Now, in a verdict on March 20, jurors found him liable for misleading investors through 2 social media posts, and I have real problems with this. All right. The first post said the deal was temporarily on hold pending verification that bots accounted for less than 5% of users on the social media platform. Okay, that makes a lot of sense to me. If I'm buying something, I want to make sure that it actually is doing what it says it's going to be doing. In a social media platform, let's just say it had 100 million, real users. If it's only got, 80 million, then it's not worth as much as if it's got 95. So that makes, a lot of sense to me. In his second post, he suggested that the percentage of bots could exceed 20% and the buyout of Twitter could not go forward unless he received confirmation that it was less than 5%. So in other words, hey, we're pausing the deal because I'm doing my due diligence to make sure that what I'm actually buying is what they're telling me it is. And suddenly he's found liable for that? All right. Again, the jury found that the plaintiffs failed to substantiate claims that Musk had engaged in a scheme to defraud investors. So it was a mixed decision. They said he didn't intentionally defraud them, but that he had actually, what did they say? That he had impacted the deal and cost them money. So again, the Musk legal team said that we view today's verdict, where the jury found both for and against the plaintiffs and found no fraud scheme, as a bump in the road, and we look forward to vindication on appeal. Now, Musk also faces a lawsuit from the Securities and Exchange Commission, which alleges that he violated federal securities law by delaying disclosure of his acquisition of Twitter stock before making an offer to buy the company. Now, what if he was just interested in the stock and how it was performing? I don't know. At what point do they have to disclose it? I don't have enough money to honestly be able to say whether or not he broke the law. But the SEC said the delay had allowed Musk to buy more shares at lower prices, allowing him to underpay by at least $150 million. Now, what this really is this is an attack on Elon Musk. It is an attack on the only free speech platform. All right. And they're never going to attack on just one front. They are going to just try and destroy him, especially when it's this important. I don't think we truly understand what they're going to do if they seize the reins of the presidency again. Remember how close we were to Nina Jankowicz and her government department of misinformation? They will declare X to be a source of dis or misinformation and ban it. Okay? And our judges have proven that they're a little bit more than rubber stamps for the regime. All right? The DC judges in particular have proven that justice is dead in America. And let's be honest, Pam Bondi is busy doing her best Heisman right now okay, trying to keep Lady Justice away from what we know is absolutely wrong in America. I got to admit, I really want to see her face when they arrest her, because they are going to arrest every single member of the Trump cabinet. But I don't think I'm going to see it, as they'll have already come after me. All right, they will figure out a way to silence X somehow. They have to, because totalitarian communism, which is their in-state goal, cannot tolerate free speech. So will they be able to tolerate free speech in the internet era? And the reason I bring that up is they got into Parler. We now know Parler was informing for the FBI. All right. We know now that X is theoretically safe, but X was cooperating. Facebook cooperated. You know, we like to think that we have free speech in America, but I really don't think we do. So my question for you, Dr. A and Shell, is, do you think they will be able to stop free speech somehow in the United States? Go ahead, Dr. A.
We certainly know they're going to try. The question is how hard are conservatives willing to finally stand up? Elon Musk saved our butts. What did we do about it?
I don't know. I mean, I'm right there with you. I think we all counted on the strongman, Trump, to go in and right the wrongs. I mean, he told us that he was going to bring accountability, all right, and retribution. That word has been lost, all right? And without retribution, they're going to do it again, and it's going to be harder and worse. Go ahead, Shell. Do you think they're going to be able to stop free speech in the internet era?
I think they're going to give it a hell of a shot, Larry. You know, look at what they're doing arguing against the Save America Act, right?
Yep.
For free and fair elections. They're fighting tooth and nail for that. And they're giving the most absurd reasoning to say that we don't need it and that it is not necessary in the United States of America. So they're going to do the same with the internet. They'll tap us down any way they possibly can.
I totally agree with you. And if you think about it, I mean, I'm wondering if I don't know how to secure free speech. I mean, let's be honest. If the richest man in the world and the most powerful man in the world can't do that for us and make it to where they can't take it away, I just don't know what to do. I mean, are we going to have to form, committees of correspondence again, like our forefathers did? All right, it's just a very, very interesting situation. Go ahead, Shell.
We have a well-regulated militia in this United States of America. I don't understand why we keep letting them do these things. Why don't we just say, no, keep doing what we want. They can't arrest all of us, 330 million of us, Larry. Yep. Why can't we get on board and stand strong against this, way of thinking and this type of control?
I don't know, but I mean, we can't even vote out the wrong people, because they've got way too much money. I hear you, and I'm going to talk about that actually a little bit later in, I believe, the third or fourth topic. So let's move on to